Hello, welcome back. So, for this part of the course, I would like you to take you outside. So, this is one of the Western Australia's beaches, and you can see the ocean at the back there. Because one of the tools we'll be talking today is the healing sound. So, the healing sounds is a technique developed by the master Mantak Chia. So, he's quite well known around the world, and this is only one of his tools. He's got lots of books about meridian energy lines, tai chi, qigong, lots of ancient wisdom and knowledge. But one of his tools that I use a lot has to do with the sounds, and the sounds are connected to different elements. So there's a sound connected with the fears, and the element of that sound is water. There is a sound connected with the anger, for instance, and the element of that color is like the color is green, and the element is earth, we can say. So I would like to give a little overview. So having in the last part, so where we left off was trying to use the anti-affirmation technique to let go of a certain feeling or emotion or belief, whatever state you are finding yourself in the present moment. And then if the simple repetition of a phrase, I believe, I'm afraid or scared or terrified or angry, is not working, then we shift on to the next tool. So the little, like one of the little preliminary tools we discussed was the breathing. So again, before starting this tool, or we can call it technique, please go back to your deep breathing exercise and just do 2 or 3 or maybe 5 or more deep breathing inhales on 5, pause on 2 counts, then exhale on 5 and pause on 2 counts, just to make sure you're putting yourself in a more receiving mindset in terms of tuning in into your how you're feeling within, relaxing your body, letting go of any possible tension or pain or pressure. And next thing you can try, so once you've identified which emotion you would like to let go of, you can try something called the healing sounds. So the healing sounds are really simple sounds that we can make in addition to the anti-affirmation technique. So I will be giving you a chart of sounds, and also here we will slowly start to add a color. So this will be our exercise of integrating 2 or 3 elements. So 1 is the breathing, the 2 is the actual blockage that we would like to step through or shift through, and 3 is the sound, right? And then an optional part is to actually start visualizing. So understand that if you've never done anything like this before, then taking no more than the 3 elements will be way too much. So you really want to stick with the 3 elements and just get that going first before you add a color. But if you are more of a visual person, which is something I mentioned, you will find it in your downloadable documents there. There is a page that teaches you to place yourself in a category based on how you perceive information. So some people perceive information visually. So in that case, if you find it easier to perceive information visually, then you will most likely benefit the most from the visualization techniques. If you perceive the information through the sound, through the word, then you will probably find that repeating anti-affirmations or affirmations, writing things down, saying things out loud will probably work really well for you. So you're more than welcome to try different visualization like the other techniques, but your goal at the moment is to find one which is the easiest for you to use. So our goal is not to use as many tools as possible. No. Our goal at the moment is to help you identify which tool out of all the ones I will be discussing works best for you. And then you want to stick to that tool. You want to stick to that tool for maybe a number of days or even weeks until, as we discussed before, until it stops working, until you come across something that's just not shifting. And this is the time when you go back and introduce like an additional or a new tool on top of that. So with healing sounds, pretty much there are 5 categories. Number 1, the sound is so it's a long hissing sound, and the main emotions that we can try letting go of using this sound is sadness or grief. So it's something that we carry here in our lungs. So it's that really lack of joy, lack of desire to embrace life, maybe wanting to run away or hide, not wanting to make those long breaths, right? And enjoy, because the breath is it's the flow of life. So if we find ourselves breathing really in a really shallow manner, then perhaps that might be a sound that you might want to make regardless of whether you add an anti-affirmation with it. So what you do, you simply just say, it's really simple. So the simplicity is our keyword. So the first one, you just see if you can just make that sound, for instance, 9 times. So you would just go and with that sound, you can choose to let go. So you can imagine like the sadness and the lack of joy that you carrying in your body is actually escaping through your mouth, and trusting that it will get converted into something neutral. It will just trusting Mother Nature to take care of that. Or you can imagine that emotion or feeling or mindset to shift through the soles of your feet. So again, we imagine like it's flowing down through the soles of the feet. The color is white if you need a color, and it's almost like we're letting go of the dark white and like maybe a grayish sort of color, and instead we are filling our lungs with the white, with a clear white. Once again, all of those options are just for your information when you might come back to this video in the future. But for now, we will just make 9 of those hissing sounds. So it's like a wind, yeah? So we are letting go the breath, so it's on exhale, so we're just letting go, as I mentioned before, any sadness, any grief, any depression, any disappointment, any lack of joy. And if you like, on the inhales, you can feel your whole body or just your lungs with the white, radiant white color, and inhale courage, joy, enjoyment, anything that you would like to experience at this point. So we will shift to the next sound now, but we will do at the end, we will do a revision. I'll show you how you can use all 6 sounds all together on a daily basis as almost like a prophylactic measure to prevent those emotions from accumulating in our physical bodies. Because again, you will read about this in your handouts, but Mantak Chia, this is what he teaches. He teaches that the problem is not that, like, it's not about not having the emotions, but it's about not knowing how to release those emotions from our mental bodies, physical bodies, and so on. So this techniques actually helps to clear the meridians. The meridians are the energy lines on our bodies that deliver energy to all parts of various organs and systems and so on. So by making these sounds on a daily basis, it's almost like clearing our whole system and just resetting it and preparing it to embrace the challenges that we encounter on a daily life and to feel equipped to tackle them along the way instead of getting overwhelmed by them. Okay, so give this another go, maybe, if you like, and I will see you in the next video.